Jannifer Jackson. How are you doing today?
Hey, good afternoon.
Thanks so much for joining the VPE Virtual Propane Expo. We've been doing this for about a year now, just trying to connect people because of the pandemic and people couldn't go out and meet in person. And then it's kind of just grown from there. And now we get to reach all these great people that probably wouldn't have even traveled anyway, regardless of a pandemic. So thank you so much for being here. So happy to interview you. Such a great background that you have. Man, you've worked for all the great propane companies. You're super smart. You've made it all the way up the ladder from you started out as a CSR. Now you're the top dog at AmeriGas. In what region is that?
Region director for Region 30, which covers Indiana, Illinois, and Southern Wisconsin.
Wow, that is awesome. And you've worked for a couple other large propane companies. And how many years? 16 years, 17? How long have you been in the propane industry?
Of course, it's 16 years. God, it doesn't feel that long. But yeah.
When did you start? When you were 12?
25.
Wow. Most people, the propane industry ages them quickly.
I can see that. It's stressful, but definitely an adrenaline job that never gets boring. It's an industry that I couldn't imagine working and doing anything else.
It is a wonderful industry, and we got so many cool things coming up. Renewable propane, biopropane, the DME. It really is the clean fuel for now and for the future. And anybody that thinks that propane is a dying breed, they're dead wrong, because propane is just going to continue to grow and expand, and it's a great place to come and work. And you got a great position at the NPGA Council for the Women in Propane. You're the official chairwoman. Is that what you call? Is that your official title?
The current chair. Yep.
That's awesome. And the Women in Propane have been around for quite a while, right? You guys have this council's been going around for a long time, and their mission is to inspire leaders through training, development, and collaboration. But you have you're reinventing the knowledge exchange.
Yeah.
Can you tell us where this started? Like whose idea was this to bring this back to life, and how did you get involved with this knowledge exchange group?
So the knowledge exchange was actually, we rolled it out a few years ago, and that was actually my introduction to joining Women in Propane. I was the project leader for the current knowledge exchange that they had in place. And the system that we were using in the process was really clunky. All the feedback we got back, we had a lot of participation, but there was a lot of feedback about a lack of process, a lack of guidance, and it wasn't easy to keep connected with mentors and to have the history of who they had already been matched with. It was just a lot of inconsistencies that made it difficult. So we've been working on this for a while. The pandemic, the last year, has really given us an opportunity to take the time to dig into these processes and how we can make them better. So we partnered with a brand new software system and have really put a lot of work into relaunching this the right way, making it super easy to use with a lot of guidance involved, so that the experience for those that are wanting to be mentored is much more seamless.
Can you just give us like a nutshell? What is the knowledge exchange? Like, I've heard it tossed around. I've been a little bit background about me. I know I've told you this, but maybe some people that will be watching this. My role here is the executive director of the Rocky Mountain Propane Association. So I get involved with a lot of NPGA stuff, and I've seen different emails floating around about the knowledge exchange. Can you just, what is the knowledge exchange?
So it's a program that is specifically designed for mentoring anybody that is a member of the NPGA. We have males and females, both as mentees in the system. It allows us to build a network of mentors. One of the biggest things we hear said over and over again is how much people want to give back. Most of us got to where we are because we had somebody help us. We had a mentor at some point in our career. And since our huge purpose is for developing, trying to create a culture of inclusion, professional growth, we all know we're trying to build this industry up and bring new people in and make it attractive so we can have that succession of people, and with all the different programs we've been running. So having a mentoring program that is strong for all newcomers into the industry, and then our existing veterans in the industry. Even after, 10, 12 years in this industry, and the succession that I made up through positions as a RVP with a different company, I still signed up to be a mentee. because I had things that I was struggling with in my position that I thought I could use some mentoring on. And it was one of the best experiences I had. And I truly believe was one of the reasons I was able to advance into this next position that I'm in now, that mentoring that I received. So I also sign up to be a mentor, wanting to give back and help somebody else who would like to capitalize on their strengths or work on their opportunities. It's just a great program that benefits the entire NPGA membership.
The knowledge exchange side you don't have to pay for that, right? It's free. Free for all
Absolutely free,
NPGA
doesn't cost
members.
anything.
That is cool. So if you
anything.
work for a company that's an NPGA member, and maybe you're struggling with some things and you need some guidance from somebody that's been in the industry for a long time, because I mean, let's face it, the whole energy sector is mainly male driven, but we are trying to get all, new blood in the industry.
Right.
Women are doing such a fantastic job. My sister, bless her heart, has been in the propane industry her whole entire life. I mean, she grew up filling propane tanks from a very young age, and she is just the toughest woman I know. And she has to deal with all these drivers and service guys and vendors, and it's a tough industry. And if you ever get to that point where you're like, gosh, I think I'm going to leave, this is a great group to get involved with, to try to strengthen some skills, some leadership stuff and leadership skills, and maybe share those skills with other people as well.
Well, one of the most common things you hear when people are leaving, whether you work for a small independent business, or a medium or a larger size corporation, you hear people say all the time, there was no room for growth. There was no way for me to get further than where I currently was. With our program, it doesn't matter who you're working for or what size company you're with. You're in an industry that is providing a program free of charge to give you professional growth, to help you get better trained, get that mentoring you need to get to that next level. So in the end, it helps all of our companies with retention, with employee engagement, with motivation and inspiration. So I strongly feel it's a benefit to everybody.
For sure. And I got a full disclosure here. I went to your website and I registered to be a mentor. To walk me through that process, like what am I in for? What can I expect from this?
So with the mentoring, as a mentor, you go in and sign up. It takes less than 10 minutes to complete a profile. And I say this a lot because, when you ask somebody to be a mentor, they're like, oh, I don't know if I would make a good mentor. I don't know that if I'm there yet. But really, we're looking for top 3 skills. And everybody has those that you're super strong at, regardless of what your position is. So you're going in and you're doing a quick profile of, these are the areas that I am very strong, that I feel good about.
These are my superpowers, right?
Right. If this is the area that you need help, I'm your guy, right? And you're putting in there a little bit about your background, and you can state how many mentees you're willing to have. If you only want to mentor one person at a time, you have that availability. If you think you can handle 2 or 3, you have that availability as well. So you're loading up your information. And then as mentees come in and sign up, they are given matches based on what they're looking for and the strengths of the mentors in the system.
Like
and
some,
they are
some
given
super
3 options.
algorithm?
Yeah. So
or is there somebody behind the curtains doing this?
Based off of the topical expertise, the business functional areas of expertise, top 3 skills, all those different things that you're filling out. And the nice thing is they're given 3 options. So if they already have a history with a person, or maybe it's an awkward position within a company that they don't feel comfortable being mentored, but you get 3 options.
Sure.
And you can choose which one you think we would make a good partner with a mentor, and you choose it, and it sends them an email, and it starts that connection.
Nobody's been assigned to me yet, so I don't know. Was I not qualified? Do I get an email that'll say you were?
You will get an email. We literally just opened the gates for mentees to start signing up. We were really focused on building the mentor database first, so that when they signed up, they would have mentors at the ready to be assigned. So we just opened the gates. I would say definitely soon you will probably be getting emails of being chosen.
I'm excited. I think this would be fun. So what would I have to, I guess first, how many would you assign to somebody? Like I don't want a whole army of people.
As many as you specified. So that's in your profile of how many you specified you would like to have. So if you choose one, then once somebody is assigned to you, it takes you out of the list for anybody else to be shown as an option. Until that mentorship closes. So when you start, and these are all just guided suggestions, but it's still open for your own plan, if you will. So there's a connection plan already built in, and it starts that process for you. The software has the ability to sync up your calendars. It doesn't show you what's on their calendar, but it shows you each other's availability. So it makes it really easy to set up future meetings or Zoom calls.
On like a Google Calendar type thing, or what kind of calendar?
No, it's in the Cronus software. It's built in, whether you're on
Oh,
Outlook or Gmail, it'll sync up your calendar to at least show availability spots as long as your calendar is current. And it has an app, which I love.
that's the key part, as long as your calendar is
It is. If I'm a mentee, I can go to my app. I can see what my tasks are that have been assigned to me by my mentor, what my timeline is. I can set up meetings. I can do my Zoom appointments from it if I need to. It's just one of those features that makes it super, super easy. There's an instant
you have
messaging
an
with
app?
admin. Yeah, Cronus app.
For
there's
my cell phone? I can
for
download
your
this
cell
from the
phone,
App
for your
Store?
iPad. Yeah, the
Wow.
Cronus app.
That's
You can put it on there
okay.
and sign into your account and have everything at your fingertips without having to log into your account in a browser. And then there's
That's
instant messaging
so
with
convenient.
admin. So if you get stuck or you have a question or you need to ask something to the people, those of us that are running it, you can literally instant message us right there from Cronus and get a reply back.
That's cool. I really like that. So how much commitment do I need to put into this, or how much could a mentee expect to get out of somebody?
The minimum we ask is 2 hours a month, usually an hour
Okay.
every 2 weeks to check in, to give that, checking in on your tasks, where you're at, what you've done, and what the next steps are going to be. It's totally customizable between the mentor and the mentee. They can meet more often if they wish to. They can, do once a month if they wish to, but it's all about setting goals with what you're trying to achieve for that mentee, what the timeline is for them to achieve their connection plan. A lot of that's going to be based on what time of year it is. Those of us in wintertime may not be able to connect every 2 weeks. But the point is that we have check-ins, that you're helping them reach their goals, that there's some type of point that you're looking to see if what you're doing is effective, if you need to make an adjustment, and making sure they feel that support. And we do constant check-ins to the system as well to make sure that it's a good match, that things are going well, and that they're getting out of it what they wanted to get out of it.
Who has to manage this software? I mean, it's not you, is it? You don't have to work all day doing this.
I help. We have a great project team. We have a project team that manages the knowledge exchange. There are a few of us, as we are all volunteers in this program with day jobs. We do. It's definitely a team effort for all of us to keep tabs on it and promote it and make sure that everybody is deeply involved in doing well. And most of us are also participants in it. So I mentor. I'm also a mentee. So I'm in there all the time anyway.
It sounds like you're super passionate about this, and that's really cool. You guys are going to have a in-person meeting coming up in Atlanta, or what do you have what's going on in Atlanta?
So we have the Southeast Expo that is coming up in October. We will have our booth there talking about knowledge exchange and all the programs that we've rolled out this year. We're also having a panel discussion on diversity and inclusion. And we have a leadership forum that is going on with Margaret Morford, which is something we do to provide extra leadership and opportunities for those that are attending. And then we have our annual meeting that takes place immediately after, where we can discuss how programs are going and what the next steps are, and make sure that everything is really successful.
And everybody's welcome to attend these meetings, stop by the booth, get involved, sign up to be a mentor or a mentee. What if somebody asks, why should I do this? What would you tell them?
As a mentor, it's important to give back. I think all of us have a vested interest in seeing our peers succeed. We have a vested interest in wanting to bring up people that are going to be strong in our industry, to support our companies, to help us do what we need to do. As a mentee, I think everybody has something, and I cringe at ever using the word weaknesses. I like to say opportunities. Everybody has opportunities of somewhere that they could be better or improve, whether you've been in this industry 40 years or 4 years. There are areas where you could be better. And I'll even give you an example. So I was being coached in one of my more recent positions in the last 5 years, and somebody shared with me that I came across very intimidating. And I didn't understand that. And I think with a lot of things that we're told, you don't always get the feedback. Somebody can tell you that you are or aren't something, but then they don't tell you why that is or how they came to that conclusion. And you're kind of left with this, you either agree or disagree, but you don't really know what to do about it. So I didn't know what to do about that. And I took it to my mentor and was like, I didn't get any other feedback other than this statement. And since I don't know why that is, I don't know how to fix it. So what would you suggest? And the suggestion came back that I should really go to my team and find a non-challenging, intimidating way to get that feedback from them of why I might be perceived that way. And I can say that in doing that, I found out more about how I was presenting at the time than I think I ever would. And I got the feedback as to little things, whether it be body language or ways that I was presenting myself that was giving that feeling of intimidation. And I was able to quickly address it and get better and not be that way with my team, which I thought was a huge help. And that's something I would have never gotten without going to somebody and asking for that assistance and ideas and what I could do to fix the situation.
Oh, that's a great example. I love it. A lot of people, try to give advice within, companies. You tend to not want to take some of that stuff because you're not really sure what their end game is internally, right? Because there's so much office politics going around. So this is just a great way to get that real unbiased opinion or of any issues that you have going on, because these
Well,
people are not, they're not
another
in your
big
daily world.
example, another big example that I always think about is with this program being free and offered to everyone, drivers, techs, CSRs. How many times have you applied for a promotion and been told you don't have enough leadership experience or you don't have enough management experience? And that feeling when you come back is, well, how do I get that if you're never going to give me the opportunity? Or how do I
Right.
demonstrate leadership without being in a leadership role? How am I supposed to do that? Those are great things to be mentored on. Those are great things to go to somebody and say, this is my position and what I've done, and I need suggestions or goals to achieve of how I can get to that next level. What can I do to set myself apart? What do you, dealing with me on an ongoing basis, your mentor can give you feedback in a coaching way of what you should do differently or what you're doing that may be perceived in a bad way. But it's just helpful. There's lots of things that you may not see it as a weakness or an opportunity, but it's still something that you could take guidance from somebody who's been there and had to do it.
And again, this is not just for women, this is for men as well. We're open to allowing anybody to participate. So it new to the industry, ancient to the industry, because there's a real problem. There's a gap of people. I mean, if you go to these meetings, it seems like there's just a lot of people that have been there for a long time. There's not a whole lot of new blood. So hopefully this type of program will keep the new blood around, because the worst thing you will want to do is to train somebody you really like, and then they go to a different industry because they just don't have the connection to the rest of the industry. So thank you so much for putting this great process together. What's the end game here for the knowledge exchange? Like, do you have a goal in mind that says this is where we want to be, like as far as how many people you want signed up? Like, do you got some milestones that you're trying to hit?
We would really like to be at 200 mentees by the end of the year, if we can get there. That's our strong goal right now, is to be at 200 mentees by the end of the year. I think with all that we have coming in the industry, we have this new 30 under 30 group with the NPGA, recognizing those new millennials that have come into our industry. We have the Vets to Techs program, which is fantastic, filtering veterans into our industry that are getting out of the service. And these are all things, if you're joining an industry from outside, what better opportunity other than training is mentoring? Is it saying we also have a program right out the gate? You can come in and we'll give you a mentor. We'll give you somebody to help you get involved. So it's something we plan to do ongoing for a very long time. I think it's something that's never going to not be needed. I think professional development is always going to be important. So the goal right now is to just grow it as big as we can grow it and take the feedback we get to make the system and the software as good as we can and as customizable as we can, so that it is a seamless, easy experience with it, which I think will help with participation.
That's great. And I did miss the Zoom call with the states the other day. Can you just tell a little bit about what you're trying to partnership with the state associations as well, or what did I miss there in that call? You should
We created the Women in Propane Council put together a new committee, our association committee, which is designed to partner with state associations. It really stood out to us this year that, in the past, we have really been front and center in front of people that were able to attend things like the Southeast Expo or the Western Convention or things like that. But there is a large part of the industry that doesn't travel. They don't go to these meetings, they don't go to the expos, but there's still an advantage of what we could provide to them. So by partnering with state associations, we can go and have ambassadors that go to their meetings on a state, local level and provide them our programs and talk to them about what we have going on and what there is available for not only the people attending, but all of their employees. If you're a corporate member, if you have an NPGA membership for your company, all of your employees are welcome to these same benefits. So we just wanted to make sure we were really establishing something huge that's going to constantly filter that information down, promote it, make sure the word is out there so that more and more people learn about the councils at the NPGA, what programs are being offered and what is available to them.
Yeah, that's important because the states do have a big role, and a lot of people that show up to the state meetings never participate in the national side of things. So in order to really make this successful, we have to bring this down to the local level to get everybody involved. So I'm really glad that you are taking that step, because I think that was one of the links of the NPGA that was weak, the state participation. Yeah. And I can see it all, throughout the NPGA, just getting more and more involved on that local level has been really beneficial to all the NPGA members. Because if you're a state association member, you're also a national member as well on a propane retailer. So anybody that's
Right.
a member of our association or any other state association is welcome to be part of this Women in Propane group and the knowledge exchange.
Right.
Do you have anything else? We're gonna just quickly, we got a few more minutes to wrap this up. If you got anything else you want to say about
I'd
this
like to,
group.
with the state association thing, I just want to say that is part of the goal, and the hope is that we increase the state participation, that local participation. The more programs we can offer, the more content we filter down, hopefully will increase the state participation, their members coming to those meetings, and maybe increase their national participation if there's more content, more to get out of that. But like I said, all fantastic programs, and right now with everything being offered at no cost, we're hoping that everybody will dig inside and find what they could be offering it as a mentor to our industry. And for those that would like a mentorship, getting in there and signing up. It takes less than 10 minutes. Get your profile together, and the connection plan literally guides you through step by step what to do to get the most out of it.
Well, I can't wait to get matched up with someone. This is going to be a lot of fun, and I'm looking forward to it, participating. Thank you for being here, and thank you for being here at the Propane Showcase Home live, Pray to Homes all weekend long. I'm going to bail out of here on Sunday morning so I can be with my family for Father's Day, but all weekend, if anybody's listening to us right now, live from the Propane Showcase Home, Miss Jannifer Jackson from AmeriGas and chairwoman of the Women in Propane Council of the NPGA. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful weekend.
Thank you, Tom. You too. Thank you.